Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello. What's up?
Not too much. I mean, I see we have a whole lot of questions here from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Oh, is that all you've got? Is that all we're going to talk about? Is that all we're ever going to talk about, Ian Flynn? We're not going to just
every day till the end of time.
We're not going to just hang out and chill and do whatever. We got to answer these questions. Okay,
we tried that for 2 or 3 seasons. It didn't work. People want the answers, Kyle.
I mean, it worked. People like that, but, people like this more. A lot more people like this. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this episode's questions, starting off this one from Hydrix. So, last month, Izuka-san said that Shadow is jobless and only works with those he believes will help him protect the planet. And yet, despite that, we see him promoting Chaos Cola on more than one occasion in IDW. Is the ultimate life form, in reality, the ultimate sellout? And what other brand deals has Shadow endorsed? Does he have a catchphrase to sell more merchandise? And how much does he earn by selling out?
It's all pirated ads. It's candid shots as him running through a city or something, and then they Photoshop in the Chaos Cola. And he has no idea, nor does he really care.
No.
And somewhere Wes Weasley is just cackling at his computer. With AI art, I could turn this out nonstop. Hey!
Oh, no.
Scruples. I got scruples. I had those removed years ago.
Shadow doesn't even get paid. Oh, man. Oh, man.
What does he need to get paid for? I pay him in exposure.
Oh, no. Too real. Oh, too real. Oof. Big oof.
You're world famous now, baby. I saved the planet. And you're saving me millions.
Oh, boy. Wes Weasley.
The gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, true.
Got a question for you, Kyle.
All right.
This one comes from infinite.rb for Kyle. Hello. Do you want to play with me?
Shall we play a game? How about a little
I don't know.
chess?
I have no further context.
How about a little chess? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Here's one from Jara. Hello, I saw that you will be writing the DC Cross Sonic crossover, and as the Bumble community's resident Wonder Woman expert, I was curious how much you know about the character. Feet of Clay, Invisible Jet, Space Jumping Kangaroo, and a magic lasso of truth and destiny. Aided by a menagerie of allies from space pirates, leprechauns to space gremlins, and fighting against foes such as blue snowmen, crimson centipedes, and red dragons. How familiar are you with Wonder Woman?
More than your average person, less than an expert like you.
And that's it. How much research did you have to do? How much research did you have to do for the crossover?
A little bit, mostly as refresher stuff to make sure that I was on point and try to put in some material for the DC fans specifically. But DC's been very cool to work with, and they guide my hand where necessary.
Really should bring the kangaroo in there. Come on.
We got to leave something for the sequel, man. Come on.
Okay.
Once you get to the kangaroo, there's no further to go. You've reached the apex.
Invisible Jet? Come on. All right. JCR1216 has a question. In the spirit of Halloween, the year is 2110. The BumbleKast hits public domain, and you know what that means. Time for a new horror movie. With me still being alive at 104, I'm set to direct, but I do want some creator notes. What would you want the plot to be for a BumbleKast horror movie, and what actors' descendants would you want to play you and Kyle?
What's depressing is how accurate that sounds.
You think we're going to get a horror movie in the year 2110?
Just the minute something goes public domain, it gets the cheap horror spin on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Whatever. And that's usually only kids' properties. This isn't really a kids' property, to be fair. Yes, it's family-friendly-ish, but,
Family-friendly adjacent.
Yeah, close enough.
The premise of your movie, and I have no idea who would be acting in this time frame, is a couple of maladjusted basement dwellers who have been just fully indoctrinated by the 20-year run of the show are now kidnapping and torturing and murdering people in horrible ways. And they're wearing these cheap plastic masks that look like our icons at the start of the show. And the only way you can escape their torture dungeon is to answer their questions, because they're done taking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now they are the ones who are asking. And, of course, they're in horrible, awful jumpsuits, and which are stained and stuff that you don't want to really think about. And because it's this plastic mask, you can't get a good read of what the actual emotion is behind it, so it's extra creepy. Welcome to the Bumble Cave. I'm Ian Flynn, the Bumble Carver. Joining me, as always, is my Bumble co-conspirator, Kyle JCRB Krause. Now, we have a question for you, dear guest.
It's frightening. I'm scared. Please.
Have a B minor chord version of the theme song.
No. I hate this. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Mom, come pick me up. Terrifying.
Auntie Me just walking down the darkened hallway with a meat cleaver. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other.
No! Oh boy. Oh boy. That's scary. Do not want. What I do want is to ask you, Ian, this question from Jedi Pony. How much does beep beep, I'm a sheep, annoy Lanolin?
Oh, what a lovely palate cleanser. Thank you. At first, found it a little annoying, and then I kind of grew on her because it is a bit of a bop.
Yeah.
But then it became 3 straight weeks of Tangle singing it. Not even ironically, she just likes the song, and that's really starting to get on her last nerve.
Oh, no. Does Tangle look at Lanolin every time she sings it? Just like gives her this real goofy ass look.
No, she is completely innocent in this, which makes it even worse.
Oh, okay.
She is just like going around the office. Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep, I'm a sheep. Beep. And then finally she does make eye contact with her, and the realization begins to sink in. Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep. Oh. I
was worried Tangle was doing it on purpose to troll Lanolin, but I guess this makes it...
No.
I guess this makes it better and or worse? I don't know.
If it was trolling, Lanolin would have put a stop to it, day one.
I mean,
but
yeah.
It's not. It's just Tangle being Tangle, and she doesn't want to be, a nag. But it's been 3 weeks. Knock it off. Sorry. Really, honestly, truly sorry. Thank you. Ringle, wrangle, I'm a Tangle. Said Ringle, wrangle, I'm a Tangle.
Okay, now she makes it about herself. Okay, fine. Maybe Lanolin claps back with, move it.
You know that one. No. I like to move it. What have I
done? Meanwhile, Whisper's over here going, woof, woof, I'm a wolf. And here's one from Joe Mo. Was Shadow's portrayal in The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog part of why it's not canon? Worrying about his social status and buying Amy tickets? Him attending a party is fun, so I hope not.
Everything is canon.
Yeah, I think you've kind of gone back and said that murder of at least some elements of it might be canonical.
Let it be soft canon, Not going to confirm it, not going to deny it. Let it exist. Let it just be. Let it be enjoyed for what it is. Let's not worry about any grander context to it. It was such a wonderful, unique experience. Let's not mire it in continuity talk. Let's just enjoy this precious moment that we had together.
Can we have another one? I would like to have another one. Here's one from Kazzy. So we know that Tails lives in his workshop, Knuckles lives next to a giant green rock thing, and Cream lives in the house of Cream's mom. But where my girl Amy living at these days, Ian? Where?
Well, she's got a house in Central City.
Okay.
Or at least an apartment. And I think it's implied she has either like an apartment in Station Square, or maybe she was just like vacationing or something. It's not very clear, but she's at least got one dedicated roof over her head.
Okay. Because I know she was presumably living in Station Square at one point, but probably not a place you want to live these days.
I mean, at the very least, she was there for an extended time because she had at least one baguette in that grocery bag. And you don't eat a whole baguette in a day.
No.
Retraction. You should not eat one whole baguette in a day.
Don't tempt me, Ian. I just might.
Not to say that I have ever done such a thing.
You can't tell me what to do, Ian Flynn.
Granted, there are worse vices in the world. I'm just saying it's not advisable. But like, if it's fresh and you got enough lunch meat, you could have a sandwich that lasts for hours. Anyway.
Yummy. Yeah, it could be. Maybe she's living out of Breeze, you know?
No.
I don't know. Where does Sonic live? Nowhere, obviously.
Wherever he wants.
Even though he had a house, apparently, at one point, according to the now canon Sonic Labyrinth.
Yeah, we all know that was actually one of Tails' houses, and he was just bumming it there.
That's what I actually figured, yes.
You know, Tornado is Sonic's plane, but who maintains it? Who keeps it in a garage? Who upgrades it?
Who actually
buys it?
Cares for it and works on it and does what's needed for it? Yeah. Sonic got it and then promptly probably completely ignored it because that's how he is.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa,
hey, Tails, here's my house. Oh, neat. Here's the keys. Trash goes out on Wednesday. Wait, what?
Sonic's one of those guys who's like gets talked into buying something and then uses it once and then never uses it again. I know that guy. He's me. Madeline Blue Star 7 has a question. Super forms with the Chaos Emeralds can dissipate injuries. Can they dissipate hunger and thirst as well that the user had beforehand? I
don't know, honestly. I would imagine it would suppress, at least.
Figure maybe once it's over, you get kind of reset back to stock. for better or for worse. So you're at baseline levels. Like your bars are empty, like in The Sims. When The Sims starts, they're like they have completely neutral or empty bars, and then slowly they start building back up again.
I mean, you run out of rings at the end of Supersonic. That's pretty close to empty. So
yeah, there you go. Start back from square one. All right, here's one from Mephiles #1 fan. Amy comes across a notebook one day and starts writing some fan fiction in it. Unbeknownst to her, the notebook is special and brings her stories to life. What chaos ensues?
Pretty much every shipping question you've ever asked on this show becomes real.
Is that what Amy does? Does she sit there and ship all her friends?
Well, it's just like serious fanfic, or is this just like fun whatever doodles in the margin type of thing?
I don't know.
Also, because the universe can't account for the dodecahedron that has become the interpersonal relationships, it just starts spawning clones of everybody.
Oh,
so everybody can be with everybody.
Oh no.
Hey, she wanted to bring more love to the world. There it is.
Oh boy. Instead of the death note, it's the love note.
The love note. Write any ship into existence. The love note.
Ian, most of the kids who listen to this show, that's going to go completely over their heads.
Yeah, well, you fossils like me, you're welcome.
Yeah. We know.
Still has Ryuk there. He's the exact same, though.
And we got a question from Morlis. We've seen that Blaze gains even more powerful fire from using her burning form. But what would happen if a character without natural pyrokinesis gained a super form from the Soul Emeralds? Would they gain fire powers as well?
I don't know. Like, do the soul emeralds act like the super emeralds and just enhance your natural ability? And so Burning Blaze is just enhanced? Or are the soul emeralds special and give you fire powers? I don't know. And we won't know until somebody else gathers the emeralds and transforms with them.
Well, Mr. Flynn, you're the one who has the closest enough connections to be able to do that. So, come on, buddy.
Hey, if the opportunity arises, I will ask.
Let's get big to do it.
Burning big.
Oh, yeah. Not that he needs more powers. He's already godlike enough.
Why is there a second sun dawning on the horizon? Oh my God, it's burning big!
Oh, no.
Great spherical orb of light. Froggy! Where are you? Every amphibian in the world answers, just leaping in unison towards him.
All right. And to close out this first half of the show, we have a power scaling question from Mr. Wahoo77. Do you think Sega/Game Sonic finally surpassed Archie Sonic in power and overall stats?
I think you can cherry pick versions of Sonic across all media and find an example where one surpasses the other. I don't think you can definitively define one over the other, nor should you really. Just enjoy Sonic for what he is, a hedgehog that enjoys adventure.
All Sonics are Sonic. And all breaks are breaks.
Yes, indeed. Stay tuned for a couple of patron-sponsored ads here on the BumbleKast. This episode is sponsored by Speed Radio, a bi-weekly podcast playing through nearly every single Sonic the Hedgehog game commercially released, analyzing how the series evolved and changed throughout its 30-plus year run. They go in-depth and chat about the development history, mechanical innovations, and level-by-level breakdowns of each game, with their own sense of humor sprinkled throughout. Speed Radio is available wherever podcasts can be found and through their website, speedradio.fireside.fm, for those who wish to download the episodes directly. This ad is sponsored by Daniel H. He'd like to introduce you to Miss Kelsey Reed. She's an ambitious local filmmaker, actor, with dreams of starting her own YouTube studio. He's seen what she can do with a little budget and can't wait to see what she'll do with an even bigger one. Attached is a link to her GoFundMe page. She's got a little money in, but could use a little bit more. He's eternally grateful for those people who have believed in her and would like to boost those that have dreams too. Give the link a read over if you please, and he thanks you for your time. Link will be in the description of the episode below.
We're back, and here's a question from Mr. West Soda to start us off. Continuing from my last question, would you have kept in Doberman's bickering with Wes Weasley from the episode Attack on Pinball Fortress?
I have no idea what episode you are referencing, but knowing what I do over Doberman's characterization and knowing Wes Weasley as I do, yes, because I'm sure it was hilarious. And I say this as someone who doesn't particularly like the adventures of banter, or humor, I should say. I'm sure that's actually funny.
Yes. All right, Mixer17 has a question. You think Sonic's real reason he hates pants is when he was super little, he had a traumatic incident with his parents teaching him how zippers work, and that just made him hate the concept altogether, zippers or not?
No, because as a small child, and especially with those back spines, you have to go into overalls. It's more the sound that the legs make as he runs. It's absolutely obnoxious. So, why even wear pants?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, you probably didn't even have a zipper incident because, he's nice and smooth. There's nothing there.
Kyle.
What?
Moving on.
There's one from Noni, and they're sponsoring a Flesh Bucket 48th question this time, which is a kind of slightly gross name, but whatever.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
You do you. If Amy has the tendency to pull people away from wanting to be evil, does that imply that her Moebius counterpart, Rosie T. Rascal, has had a tendency to pull people away from wanting to be good?
Yeah, that might have been a fun direction to go with it.
Yeah.
Where she just is such an awful influence that people want to be bad just to make her go away, and they realize, oh God, what have I done?
Oh no.
What have I become? And why am I not ashamed?
Everything's backwards in this world. Very backwards. And here's one from Nanemiyun. Shadow has been spending a lot of time and effort to raise a child that looks like him, but when it evolves, to his surprise, it looks like that damn blue hedgehog. Turns out Sonic had been taking care of it behind his back. What is Shadow's reaction? Does he confront Sonic about it? And what is he going to do with the Chow now? Will he abandon it or accept it, warts and all?
Oh, he's not going to throw away a whole Chow. Are you kidding?
No.
Especially one that he's been looking after.
Shadow is not that evil.
It's going to have to wear that Shadow onesie for the rest of its life, but, at least he'll be around. And Tails wonders why Sonic has that black eye, and Sonic says, worth it.
Oh, man. As long as Shadow is not one to rip the Chow in half and throw half of it away.
No, God, no.
No. He would not abandon a Chow, though. No. He is not a bad person like that.
I'm sorry for neglecting you. Here, I'll teach you how to fight dirty. Go for the kneecaps. The kneecaps.
Yes. Knight's Yubel has a question. Sonic Villain Uno Night. Eggman, Starline, Zavok, Mimic, and Infinite are all set for a rousing game of Uno. Let's not pretend this would go well. How quickly do things fall apart?
I think they managed to maintain a decent game for no other reason than they want to defeat the others. Maybe not Mimic. Mimic finds a way to get outed early so he can just duck out. The other ones have pride on the line. And for all the screaming and card exchanges, Eggman still manages to have some kind of reversey up his sleeve every bloody time.
Mm-hmm.
Starline has like one card left. So sorry to do this to you, sir, but I'm about to win. Oh, are you? No! And suddenly Starline has 30 freaking cards in his hands, and the Isekai adventures continue.
Wait a minute, why does that kill him?
That's a lot of cards, man. It's crushing weight.
I was gonna ask who and for what reason has to draw 25, but now I know. Oh boy.
Infinite is especially obnoxious because he insists they play with the deck where they have different colors on either side, and it flips as the game goes on.
Oh no.
I mess with your reality. Your very perception of this game is but a toy in my hands. Is that what you think? Draw 35. No.
Is. All right, we got a question from Anonymous. How often does Blaze order something completely unnecessary for her palace just to have a huge cardboard box to live in?
That is an insulting stereotype that she is not going to dignify with a response, and if you need her, she's going to be in the cardboard wing of her castle over here. It has 17 floors.
I'll be in my box. Her box is an entire castle in and of itself. I figure Blaze would just have to request a box and, it would show up. And here's one from Onyxodon. Starline was crushed by a rock, so there's only one question to ask. What would happen if he ever teamed up with Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Would The Rock accidentally fall on Starline? I don't know if it would be an accident necessarily, The Rock jumps off the top rope.
Yeah, I was going to say, let it be a signature move. They get into hijinks together at first, Starline playing him along for whatever nefarious plan he has, but then Mr. Johnson discovers that, no, Starline is a bad man, and he knows how to deal with bad men.
Yes.
Off the top rope with the people's elbow.
The people's big oof.
And then he just turns to the camera and arches that eyebrow and says, and the Isekai adventures continue.
OZ Productions has a question. How would Maria and Princess Elise interact? Would Shadow approve of this perceived friendship? Would Maria get to start the big fireworks display?
Oh, no. Had they existed at the same time, Maria would have been the best thing to happen to Elise.
I think so, yeah.
A positive, uplifting friend who understands the burden of having a internal illness, if we're going to speak broadly enough, that few understand or accept and they have to deal with alone. No, she would empower Elise. Elise would be able to have the emotional fortitude after being friends with Maria to contain Iblis, tears or not. She would be able to have emotional range and keep that entire fiery demon at her control. Hell, she may even be able to manifest it after that.
Nice. Well, wouldn't that be something?
And Shadow's just happy Maria has another friend.
Finally, she leaves me alone occasionally. Here's one from Pale. 06 Silver and Claren from Rivals of Aether swap scenarios, leaving Claren needing to find a way to defeat Iblis and Silver needing to end Emperor Loxodon's reign. Does Claire fall for Mephilis's tricks? Does Silver even need to travel to the past to defeat Loxodont? How does it go?
Wow. So you would have Claren, who is a Trunks-like figure with a lightsaber, and is also a feline with fire powers, teaming up with Blaze.
Okay.
That's just gonna be cool by itself.
That sounds pretty sick.
And like Mephiles would pop up and go, oogity boogity, I'm here to tempt you with false promises. And she'd look at Blaze and go, I don't know, this guy seems sus. And Blaze is like, I agree. And they set him on fire.
Immediately. Like, no, yeah. Sonic 06 becomes the shortest game.
And then they suss out what this Iblis Trigger business is all about. And yeah, they saved the day. There you go.
Yeah.
No fuss, no muss.
Game fixed.
Silver, we're going to just assume they swap places at the time travel marker just to keep things safe. So, yeah, he arrives in the Firelands and is like, what is going on? Where am I? And eventually pieces together that Loxodont is bad man, and Loxodont comes charging at him with all 375 pounds of anger and that big molten axe. And Silver's like, cute, and lifts him up and throws him off the bridge. This game's winner is Silver.
Yep. I like the way he says.
Does that mean I'm Emperor now? I don't understand.
Game. He says cute. I like the way he says cute. That's funny.
Now I'm imagining how Silver would play in Rivals. That'd be kind of neat.
And someone on the workshop. You should get on that.
Like maybe he wouldn't have any like up close game, but he would be all about like deflections and throws and distant gameplay. I don't know how it would work without being annoying. Again, workshop folks, you work your magic. I don't know. I don't do fighting games. I just write them.
And our final question on this episode is from none other than Pedanticat. In the spirit of the DC and Sonic crossover, what's your favorite comic story of Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern?
Full disclosure, I'm more familiar with the DCU from the animated series.
Yes.
Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond. That's my primary exposure to the DCU. But I have seen some of the movies. I've read comics over the years. I don't have a specific favorite for every single one of them. For Batman, favorite one is Year One. I mean, I know that's kind of standard, but I just really enjoy the parallels between Bruce and Jim as they are coming into Gotham and finding their place and going through the various trials that they go through. It's an interesting story between the two of them. It has its problems, sure, but I still think it's a very solid piece of writing. For Green Lantern, I don't remember the name of the arc specifically, but the central conceit was that Larfleeze gets control of Brainiac and starts Orange Lanterning all of Brainiac's conquests and going from there. And Brainiac, ever so subtly, trying to steer Larfleeze into the wrong direction. And that's just fun.
Would you say is Orange Lanterning all over those guys?
Yes, I would.
Okay, good. My favorite Wonder Woman story is Legend of Wonder Woman by Renee DeLiz.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a really solid Wonder Woman story.
It served as the foundation for most of the movie, I think.
Yeah. A lot of the movie did come through with a lot of that stuff. So, yeah, that's a great Wonder Woman story. Poor Flash gets left out of this one. Oh, and Superman, I guess.
Yeah, I can't think of a particular Flash one off the top of my head, and I can't think of a standalone Superman. Like, Batman Superman under Jeff Loeb was fun for a bit. Kingdom Come is a very interesting look at Superman himself. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way usually gets pushed forefront, but I honestly liked the animated adaptation better. I just like the flow of the story better myself. But, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we got for this episode of the BumbleKast.
Thanks so much to our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members for supporting the show. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Catch you later, everybody.
Come on, cobwebs, get out of the way.
No. You need those to hold together. Cobwebs are holding you together. Those are
Apparently.
those are load-bearing cobwebs.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Give me a level check real quick.
Level check, 1 2 1 2. Level check, 1 2 1 2.
Okay, you should be okay, as long as you don't, like, wander away from the mic or something.
Level check, 1 2 1 2. Level check.
Nope, that's not gonna work.
Level check, level check. Yeah. For my job, I make race car noises.
I mean, I wish I could. I wish that were my job.